Hey guys, welcome to an interesting video on Wild Rift. So we're back with a Ahri commentary guide. Now, as promised, of course, in my tier list video, if you guys saw that one, I did say that Ahri is the best mid laner now, and I did say I would be making a video on Ahri. And what I also said is I'm going to show you guys how to counter Kassadin. So, of course, playing Ahri, relevant. Countering Kassadin, very relevant if you happen to face him in ranked. Now, first up, what I have learned is that Kassadin's level 1 is not as bad as I thought. As you guys can see, he basically outtraded me by a fair chunk. However, that's not going to be too big of a deal, at least as long as he can't kill me, because obviously Kassadin doesn't have too much kill pressure in the lane itself, unless you make some egregious errors, which is kind of what I was doing. Of course, this is a PvP match because I can't play Ahri. This is one of the first few matches I'm actually playing on Ahri, so obviously I'm not going to do it in ranked. And yeah, so basically it's not a ranked match, and basically you will see I'm not a very experienced Ahri, but you will be able to see the potential of what Ahri can do, because I do a lot of limit testing, so you will see a little bit of inting, but you will also see quite a number of good plays by me. So that is just a little bit of managing expectations there, so you guys know what to see coming up. So as you guys can see, after a little bit of poking here and there and picking up the plant, etc., me and Kassadin are basically kind of even in terms of health. Like Ahri's sustain from her passive is pretty good, and you know, after getting the plant, now I have a significant health advantage against the Kassadin. And yeah, so here I'm duo with my jungler. I'm telling him that, you know, we should be ganking the Kassadin so that we can shut him down. So here I'm chunking him out to prepare the Kha'Zix who are coming in. Kha'Zix waiting in the bush. I get silenced, Kha'Zix jumps in, Kassadin flashes, I flash forward for the charm, and I do ignite him for the first blood. Xin Zhao comes in for the counter gank, and I sort of try to cut him out. He used all his spells already, so I turn back around, Q him for the double. So as you can see, really good start to the game on Ahri, and is of course going to start my snowball, and at the same time, getting that kill on Kassadin is crucial, because Kassadin is of course a lot like Kayle, where you do have to shut her down in the early game. And to a large extent, I think it's so much easier to shut down a Kassadin than a Kayle, because Kayle, of course, does have her ultimate as a safety tool. Now, Kassadin can, of course, ult himself to blink away, but it's not invulnerability, unlike Kayle. So if Kassadin blows his ult, he still has 3 seconds of vulnerability where he cannot use his ult again. So that is really going to allow you to be able to catch him and kill him if at all possible. And now Kassadin, of course, doesn't have his flash, doesn't have his ignite, doesn't really have his spells, and here you guys can see we're catching him out again. I ult over the wall, charm him, and basically ult again to finish him off, and there we go, another kill onto the Kassadin. And yeah, so here we see Xin Zhao pulling up again. So here I'm trying to charm him, but he happens to move right as I launch my spells. Kha'Zix is here regardless. Xin Zhao ults, but he's in a 2v1, isolated against the Kha'Zix. Kha'Zix procs electrocute, and down goes the Xin Zhao. So me and my mid jungle have of course picked up basically 2 kills on their mid jungle. Here I hit the charm on Kassadin again, just getting a little bit of a chunking. As you guys can see, I don't really have spells, don't really have mana, so Kassadin does have a little bit of kill pressure onto me. He ults in, uses all his spells, and yeah, so here I do have the wave pushed though. So here I'm trying to hit another charm onto Kassadin, hit my Q onto Kassadin, both on going out as well as on the return. Here I ignite Kassadin, proc my electrocute, and yet again kill him. Kind of baited the Kassadin there into thinking that he can kill me, but actually he can't, and we do pick up yet another kill onto the Kassadin. So here, Kassadin 0 and 3, as you guys can see, he doesn't even have his first item, whereas I already have my first item, my boots, as well as my amp tome. He doesn't even have the Rod of Ages yet, and can't even start stacking that. So really crucial to basically stop the Kassadin in the early game, so it takes him way longer to reach that late game. So now, of course, normally Ahri is a really good roaming champion where you can actually roam to other lanes and get kills. But in this case, because I'm against the Kassadin, I'm focusing way more on shutting down the Kassadin and actually roaming to actually get my other lanes ahead. Now, there's no point roaming to top because it's a Kayle against a Pantheon. Obviously, Kayle is not going to be killing Pantheon unless Pantheon does something stupid. But however, bot lane is pretty volatile. It is Kai'Sa, Annie versus Pyke and Lucian. So I was thinking of course, roaming down to try to help them out there. But turns out that they already get the kill on both enemy bot laners, so I'm not even really needed. Instead, I'm just going to focus on staying on mid and seeing what I can do against the Kassadin. Here, Kassadin, as you guys can see, does do a pretty decent amount of damage with his ult. I see Kha'Zix around, so I try to ult forward to charm him, but I barely miss the charm. So he does manage to stay alive. Now Kassadin goes in onto the Kha'Zix, which is a huge mistake because Kha'Zix instantly just bursts him down, and Kassadin basically kills himself yet again. So here this allows me to get a Tara plate, get a ward down. I see Pyke roaming, so I don't want to really stick around too much longer. I hit basically all my spells on him and proc my electrocute as well, which allows me to get out scot-free, and I'm able to recall, reset, and get some items. So here Kill even picks up a kill against the Xin Zhao, because Xin Zhao was trying to solo the Herald by himself, which basically is going to be able to give us a relatively free, actually I say relatively free, but Pantheon and his gang pretty much shows up to the party there. Here I'm rotating over to see if I can help out my team, but unfortunately Kha'Zix gets shut down, Kill dies as well to the Pyke. Pyke is actually pretty low, but he doesn't actually walk in my direction, so unfortunately don't really quite manage to get a pick in on him. But here you guys can see Ahri pretty much has instant wave clear with her W and her Q. And here, after clearing the wave, I'm going to move towards the dragon. Kha'Zix has, of course, respawned already. Because it's still pretty early in the game, respawn timers are still pretty short. So Kha'Zix can get here to the dragon in time for us to actually do it. So here Kassadin is kind of showing his face. Here I'm ready to turn on Kassadin if he walks up too far. He doesn't. Now a more experienced Ahri player here would probably out forward and just try to go for the Kassadin, but I'm not too confident of my Ahri skills. I don't actually choose to out forward and try to go onto him. Instead, I'm just going to take the safer approach of securing the dragon, clearing the wave, and then getting the mid lane tower, of course with the help of the Rift Herald. So I'm sticking around, no real need to auto-attack the mid tower. Herald is going to finish it off. But I'm just sticking around so I can get the local goal from the tower, as you guys can see. So here I see a fight happening in the bot lane. So here I'm going to immediately rotate over to see if I can help. Xin Zhao and Pyke are over here. Here I use my E. Charm goes a little bit wide, but I do manage to pick up the kill onto the Pyke. Or rather, Kha'Zix does manage to pick up the kill onto the Pyke. But we can no longer go further. Kha'Zix flashes face first into the wall. I do hit the charm, but not too much follow-up. Ahri can't really one-shot people that well anymore after they reduce her charm damage amplification. Xin Zhao for some reason tries to go in, eats a charm, and gets basically one-shot by me and Annie combined. So here, I'm just gonna back and pick up my death cap. So far 0 and 4 already in 7 minutes. Already got Ludens as well as death cap completed. So I'm really strong now. You guys can see 7k gold. No one else is even at 6k gold, so I'm at a huge gold advantage. Of course, we did leave the minion wave in mid to rotate to the bot play. So sometimes you do have to leave your minion wave and not actually push it out before you rotate. Sometimes we need to rotate immediately. But here now we're back into the mid lane. Just gonna easily just one-shot the wave and just clear it out. Now here I'm seeing if I can roam up to the top side to perhaps go onto the Pantheon. Now Pantheon here, really nice E there, pretty much blocks all of my damage except the return on my Q. So really no potential to kill him there. But here Lucian is for some reason sticking around, but he actually does not get charmed by me. The blind charm goes wide. And here again, I'm just going to one-shot the wave. I did hit the Q onto Lucian, and Kai'Sa gets an auto, which forces Lucian's flash. And Kai'Sa can just ult in on him and just basically one-shot him at that kind of HP. So here I'm going in with the ult, with the charm, and another ult. Get the one-shot onto the Lucian. I go in for the Pyke, auto the Pyke down for that kill and the reset. So you can already sort of see some of Ahri's reset potential, but unfortunately here the entire enemy team comes in and he dies. I do get the charm, almost get the kill onto the Kassadin. Actually Kassadin is ignited, but unfortunately can't quite manage to finish off the kill. So instead we're just gonna clear up the mid lane, and together with our team we can push down mid lane tier 2. Right, so here mid lane tier 2 has been secured. Rift Herald is coming up, of course. And here I'm just going to hit the charm onto the Pyke. As you can see, charm onto the Pyke, full combo with the help of my team is able to finish him off. Now if you charm someone, last time you used to be able to finish them off by yourself, but now you do need the help of your team. Because you don't really have as much single target damage anymore as a result of getting that buff on the ultimate. But overall the new Ahri is still like way better than the old Ahri, so nothing really too much to complain about here. And we're just going to back off and secure the skull. Now, in the meantime, kill is already onto the Herald, but we are all gonna just reset first because we need to get items and resources. Here I got Zhonya's completed, as well as an additional M-Tome. I'm gonna build towards the Oblivion Orb. So I kind of forgot to mention this at the start of the video, but here are my item and rune setup. So for the runes, I got Electrocute, Gathering Storm, Nullifying Orb, and Hunter Titan. And for the build, I actually go for Ludens into Death Cap, into Oblivion, not Oblivion, into Infinity Orb, and then into the Void Staff, and finally the Morellonomicon. You can of course get the Oblivion Orb earlier if you do need to. But yeah, so here our team steals the Rift Herald, pretty much a free steal because Xin Zhao was forced to give up the Herald unless he wants to die for it. So here we get another free Herald, and yeah, pretty much at this point my team is in the driver's seat. Here we're trying to rotate down to the play at the bot side of the map. Lucian is on 1 HP, trying to recall in the bush. Here using the Skull, the speed boost, as well as my W speed boost, ulting forward. I do get the W auto onto Lucian for the kill. Here I'm trying to chase the Pyke, and now take a look at this. So here Pyke, I spawned into the Dragon Pit. I dash over that wall, I'm already into the Dragon Pit. So this really just shows you how mobile Ahri is. Unfortunately for me, Pyke did suss out, or maybe he did spot that I was on the chase for him. So he doesn't actually recall in the bush that I thought he would be in, and he does manage to actually get away. So here instant clear onto the wave, as you guys can see, and now we just want to go for the dragon, paying the Kazakhs to come over. But before that, I see Xin Zhao wants to pick a fight with Kai'Sa, so here I'm just waiting in the bush for him to get in range. Here I charm hit, electrocute, and I do manage to get the kill onto him and become legendary. So here now we can turn and fall back onto the dragon. Pretty much it's a free dragon because we just got a kill onto the enemy jungler. So it's yet another free dragon for us, and dragon has been secured. Now pretty much this game is almost unlosable because we have a kill and Kai'Sa that scales well into the late game. I scale alright. Pantheon is gonna fall off. Xin Zhao and Pyke is gonna fall off. Lucian's gonna fall off as well. And pretty much their only hope is Kassadin, but as I mentioned, Kassadin is, well, I was gonna say 1-4, but now he's 2-4. We have managed to shut him down in the early game, and he should be taking a way longer time than normally necessary to scale into the late game. Now mid lane tower getting destroyed by the enemy team. So here I'm just trying to basically just pick up the CS. And yeah, so here I see Annie coming over. I'm not sure if there's a play to be had. Unfortunately there isn't, because Annie basically gets collapsed upon and dies. So here I'm seeing if we can actually get anything done. Charm goes a little bit wide, but I do manage to pretty much one-shot the Pyke. I ult as well, ulting out of the fight. I see Lucian isolated, so I go back in, ult back in for the kill onto the Lucian, and I stasis. Then my ult is of course still active, getting another charge with that Lucian takedown. I charm, go in with another ult, get another ult reset, and here you guys can really see the power of Ahri. I jump over, use my ult reset to get the kill on the Pantheon, get another ult reset, and I ult back out of the fight. So this, I think this long extended fight really highlights the power of Ahri's new ult. I got a reset, I believe, on all 4 of those champions. I'm not sure if I got the first reset on the Pyke, but I got at least 3 resets onto all of those enemy champions, and I was able to weave in and out of the fight to wait for my abilities to come back up, go back in, use all my abilities, get another kill, ult back out, to wait for my abilities yet again, that kind of thing. So this is how strong Ahri really can be with her new ultimate. And yeah, we pretty much just mop up all of those guys, got the Infinity Orb completed, so even more damage for me now. I really didn't feel that in this match it was very necessary to get the Oblivion Orb, because pretty much the only person who really heals on that team is pretty much the Xin Zhao, but I'm already doing really well against the Xin Zhao. I don't really feel like his healing is too big of a problem. Unfortunately, Kassadin picks up a double kill and is kind of getting back into the game. So here I'm wanting to go in. Of course, I'm at triple items now. I ult over the wall, but unfortunately I get stunned by the Pantheon and pretty much get one shot by the enemy team. So huge mistake from me. I gave over the shutdown, thankfully to the Xin Zhao and not the Kassadin, so it's not the end of the world. But a huge error of judgment from me. So you will realize apparently, this is not going to be my only death. You will realize the pattern that Ahri is really weak to CC. So basically, you guys saw that in the fight so far, I've been doing well, very well weaving in and out and not really getting CC'd. But you'll see in the later fights, the moment you get CC'd, you're basically dead. And that's sort of the issue with Ahri, is that you're really weak to CC, like a lot of mages. Not too big of a surprise here, but you really gotta watch out for the enemy CC, and not you're gonna just get one shot. So yeah, so basically my main enemy here is Pantheon's point and click CC. Basically I gotta wait for Pantheon's point and click CC to be gone before I can really go in, which is a mistake I'm gonna be making later on. So here we can see that everybody's collapsing in onto the Kaisa. Here I'm just basically in the area to see if there's any overextensions, any picks to be made. Turns out there really isn't any. So we're just going to stay here, stay hidden out of vision, assuming they don't actually have a ward in this bush. And here we spot Annie getting collapsed on in the bottom lane. So we're going to try to rotate over to help her out. Now I can see that Pyke is pretty much going to die to the tower, so I don't choose to go for the Pyke. I'm going for the Pantheon instead, but Pantheon gets away. So we pretty much come down and do nothing. And in the meantime, the enemy team is sort of destroying us on the other side of the map. So here I spot a low HP Kassadin. I'm going in, out, in, instantly destroy the low HP Kassadin. I charm the Xin Zhao, and as you guys can see, I get hit by the Pantheon stun again, and I die as a result of that. So really that is my number one enemy, the Pantheon stun. So Ahri just dies instantly when you get CC. So I really have to look out for that Pantheon stun, and basically I need to stay away from that Pantheon stun if I value my life. Excuse me. So basically after this point, basically after twice of getting killed by Pantheon stun, kind of lesson learned from me in the match that I cannot fight as long as Pantheon stun is up. So I really have to look out for that Pantheon stun and not get hit by it, and not I'm gonna basically just die. So yeah. So here I'm almost toward my Void Staff already, both components already completed. Almost to my Void Staff. We so far have gone every single objective, and the next objective, which is the Mountain Dragon, is of course spawning. So here I actually spot the Xin Zhao once again engaging on the Kaisa. It's a really similar story to what we saw previously. Here I ult over, pretty much charm kill the Xin Zhao. Xin Zhao is gone. I got 2 stacks on my ult left, up, and available. I'm not going to care about the redemption. I'm going for the Lucian, who I believe I may be able to catch with my ultimate. So here I realize that the Lucian has dashed away, and no real chance for me to catch up to him. So I'm going to fall back onto the dragon, which we already actually did manage to secure. So all 3 dragons, both heralds secured, pretty much 100% objective for our team so far. Void Staff completed. And yeah, so of course we're really strong now, 12, 2, and 7 at 14k gold. Next most gold is at 12k, so we've always been maintaining a 2,000 gold advantage against anybody else in the game. And here I'm going to take the blue buff. As you guys can see, at this point in time, Ahri really needs the blue buff because he does she does actually expend a lot of mana, so the blue buff is really necessary. Kassadin tries to ult over to actually steal the blue buff, but he doesn't actually manage to do anything, so he does out back over the wall. Right, so here I'm trying to see if I can get a pick onto anybody. Here I'm trying to go for the Lucian. My Lucian does dash out of the way of my charm. Kassadin tries to go in on me. Kassadin does a pretty decent amount of damage by this point in time. However, we are still able to actually kill him. I do get the health from that kill on Kassadin out over the wall, so that I can remain safe. Here I spot Xin Zhao out. I managed to hit the charm, but he is in his Crescent Guard, so I'm not able to really do damage to him. Here the fight is still going on, so here I'm walking back around and hitting the charm on Xin Zhao again, basically just one-shot him, and there he goes. So Lucian, of course, has to run away. But for some reason, Pantheon doesn't actually run away, so we spot Pantheon out. Kha'Zix leaps over the wall, goes for the Pantheon. Pantheon actually stasis, and Kha'Zix is able to pick up the kill onto the Pantheon. So not too sure why Pantheon wasn't running away with the Lucian there, but stuck around and basically donated his life over. So here, I ping for the Baron because Xin Zhao is still 30 seconds dead. Pantheon is still dead. So is Kassadin, who is actually going to respawn. But basically, only Pyke and Lucian are up and available. The Lucian is of course trying to clear mid lane, and we can spot Pyke in the opposite side of the map. So basically, it's a free Baron. We do manage to secure the Baron, and I do of course recall and pick up the Oblivion Orb at long last, which is going to of course counter the Xin Zhao, who now also has the Wits End, of course, which does counter Ahri, because it does give magic resist. So we of course got that Void Staff to deal with that already, and now we got the Oblivion Orb as well to deal with the healing on the enemy team. So here I'm just waiting around to see if we can get any picks. Elder Dragon is coming up really soon. I spot the enemy blue buff, so I'm trying to do the enemy blue buff. Unfortunately, I charm it, and it does walk out of its normal range, and it does end up resetting, which is really annoying. So I'm going to have to redo the blue buff again with another rotation of spells. And Kaisa and Annie are pushing the mid lane inhibitor using Annie's bear. Of all things, Tibbers is being used to tank the tower. Doesn't really kind of work out too well. Pantheon gets the kill on Kaisa, but here I ult over get the kill onto both Lucian and Pyke. And pretty much with this, with all these kills, only Xin Zhao is left up. It pretty much just hands us the win. So here, just for a little bit of bonus style points, gonna get the charm onto the Xin Zhao. Get the GA of the Xin Zhao. Actually, we could have gotten another free kill, but we just end the game anyways. So that's pretty much it. So you guys can see how strong Ahri really is. Now, normally I don't talk over the stats, but here I want to highlight how insane he really is. I got the most kills, the least deaths, and the most assists. You guys can see I got over 300% assisted conversion ratio, most champion damage, most damage taken per death, most CC duration, highest assist rate, highest goal per minute. And you guys can see I actually have the highlight on every single box on the main screen, and you guys can see, like, just take a look at the rest of the stats yourself. I'm gonna leave you guys with the rest of the stats, but yeah, thank you so much for watching the video, and goodbye.